Welcome to the healthaibrief, breaking down the AI shaping our world one concept at a time. We get an urgent call from the lab. A patient's potassium has come back at 7.5, but when we see the patient, they're sitting up in bed chatting with a normal ECG. What's our first thought? It's not necessarily which hyperkalemia protocol do I start, but was the sample haemolysed? We instinctively question the integrity of the data source before we even consider acting upon the result. So here's the question: when we're presented with a result from a new AI tool, why do we sometimes forget to apply the same fundamental skepticism to the data it was trained on? This brings us to one of the oldest and most important maxims in computing more generally, and it's absolutely critical for us in medicine, and that's junk in, junk out. It's a simple idea that an AI model, no matter how sophisticated, is completely at the mercy of the data it was fed. If the training data is flawed, incomplete or biased, the model's outputs will be just as flawed. The haemolysed blood sample is the perfect clinical analogy. The lab analyzer is working perfectly. It's correctly measured the high level of potassium in the sample tube, but it's been fed junk data because the breakdown of red blood cells has artificially inflated the result. The number's dangerously misleading, not because the machine is broken, but because the input was bad. And an AI model is just like the lab analyzer. It learns the patterns it's shown. For example, imagine a chest x-ray algorithm trained on data where most pneumonia cases came from a portable scanner used on sicker, bedbound patients. The AI might inadvertently learn that the technical artifacts of a portable scan, like positioning and specific image noise, are key features of pneumonia itself. The model becomes very good at spotting which machine was used, not which patient has an infection necessarily. And so a critical point is that the AI has no innate clinical understanding. It's a pattern matching engine. If the most prominent patterns in the data are noise, artifacts, or biases from our collection methods, then this is precisely what the model will learn to identify. So how should we use this knowledge? So first, when you're appraising a paper of a new AI diagnostic tool, your first port of call shouldn't be the headline accuracy figure, but go straight to the methods section and scrutinize the data itself. Where did it come from? A single specialist center, multiple hospitals? How is it labeled? Check for quality. Is it relevant to the population of people that you're thinking of applying something to? A model that works brilliantly on data from one hospital may fail completely in another, simply due to the difference in scanners, patient populations, or even documentation habits. So second is to trust your clinical judgment. If an AI tool gives you a recommendation that feels at odds with the clinical picture, question it. And the issue might not be your assessment. It could be a junk in, junk out problem if the information you're asking it about is outside of the distribution of the data that it was trained on. You have the additional context that an algorithm might lack. Your instinct to question the potassium results is exactly the right approach, and take the same suspect approach with AI prediction. And finally, be conscious of the data we create. This is kind of looking much further forward into the future, but our clinical notes, how we code diagnoses, the images we accept or reject, these are the raw material for the next generation of AI tools. Clear, accurate and consistent documentation is no longer just for our human colleagues currently, but it's about ensuring the potential integrity of future algorithms, learning the clinical truth, not from our messy shortcuts. So that's a brief bit on data quality in a nutshell. If you found that useful, don't forget to subscribe or follow so you don't miss future episodes.